welcome in to a very special Drag Race episode.
Ooh la la.
I know, delaying season 13.
Yeah. Yeah, trying to avoid that shit at any rate possible.
Okay, wait. So I know I said that I was at the Discomentary. I am currently at the Makeover Challenge, where someone should have gone to jail for what happened to Rosé's face.
Well, the fact that it's still like discussed shows, yeah. Okay, I watched that episode like on the road, like while I was moving to Seattle. Like I watched that in an Airbnb at the edge of California.
Oh my god, this
and I
is
was
literally
so
your
team
Seattle
Denali
journey.
that it was like, yeah, it was rough, girl.
I was team Denali too. God, what
Right?
a tragic moment.
Even like your team Denali watching it. At least I was like rewatching it. I mean, like
rewatching it again, I'm like, how did this girl not make top 4? RuPaul really hated this woman.
And they fumbled the bag because I think now, like Denali said, they're not as inclined to do All Stars.
Right.
So it's like the gorgeous ex that they fumbled with, you know, where it's like, oh wow, they're so like hot and successful now and like rich and like I was a dick to them in high school, but I could have been like,
Right.
I could have been their
Skater
trophy
Boy.
wife. It's Skater Boy, yeah. And Denali says, "See you later, boy."
Yeah.
Wow, incredible.
So today we're doing our top 10 favorite lip syncs across the entire Drag Race franchise. Any season was on the table. I'm really excited.
Me too as well. I know. I really had to like dig into my brain for this.
We had to make sure there was no overlap. So before we were like, let's rendezvous.
Yeah.
It was like literally guess who? Like, do you have anyone from season 7?
Yeah. Do you have anyone international? Yeah. Internet. We did. So it's regular seasons, All Stars, international seasons. At least for the ones that we've both seen.
Yeah.
I feel like collectively we've seen most of them. I haven't seen France, and I heard that there's a lot of good shit out there, but I haven't perceived France.
Yeah.
So it will not be included in this list.
The thing is, I have not perceived France, Down Under. What is it? The Belgique?
Oh, I haven't watched that either.
Sverige.
Sverige. I don't even know how to say that. Yeah, Sweden.
Well, I'll learn how to say it when we get there.
Yeah.
And there's one other. Oh, Italia. In España.
Oh, yeah.
My list is growing.
I forgot about Italy. Okay, so I haven't seen France, I haven't seen Italy, and I haven't seen Belgium.
We're going to get there eventually.
I know, yeah, because I'm going to have to see those seasons too when we get there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like modern era, but still, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. So we're going to be going back and forth. We don't know what
Back
each
and
other's... Back to the front? She whips her hair back and floor.
Sorry.
Like a big can.
I'm so sorry. I don't know why I had to bring
so
Lanisha's
cursed.
back in front.
Could you
anyways.
imagine if she was in All Stars 8? There was rumors that she was supposed to be.
Oh, you're right.
Because she was an early out.
She would have quit too.
Oh, absolutely. She was like, God, I'm out. Bye, everyone. So, how do we want to organize this? Do you want to start? Do you want me to start? Is it too much pressure if you do?
I feel like as the host, I kind of want to see you. Well, because I'm assuming like we're gonna discuss it mutually.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna be like, nice. Love
Oh,
that
word.
for you. Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe some of these might be a little surprising.
Really?
I feel like a few of them will be.
Well, because there are some I'll say that I was thinking of for the list that like aren't the best lip syncs.
Right.
Because this isn't for me the top 10 best lip syncs of all time.
Right.
A lot of the best lip syncs aren't on my list. Like there's one or two that are probably like considered iconic.
Right.
But like it's a lot of just personal favorites, ones that resonate to what I like in lip syncing. I do not lip sync. So I can't speak to the art form, but I love watching it. And I also, there's just a certain style, and you'll see as we get into the nitty gritty, there's certain styles that I gravitate to. But also there are ones that I was thinking of putting on the list that just were like iconic in their own right. There's one from Spain that's really messy that I was thinking about. There's one from Down Under that's crazy and like not like the top comment on it is this could be a double Shantae or a double sachet, and I'd agree with either. I think I've shown it to you. It's the one where they're like running into each other and doing gymnastics.
Yes,
because
that's
the down under stage is so
insane.
tiny. Like ones like that, like those were up there for me.
And you
because,
thought about
like,
it.
Well, yes.
Well,
Because like, again, it's just like it's the ones that like what takes up the most space in my brain.
yeah, same for
Because
me.
like, so there are some like quote unquote iconic ones that like I've watched a couple times. I'm like slay, but they're just random ones that they're like
They're
my
living
Roman
in there.
Empire.
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about the Roman Empire thing. I don't think about that very often. You know what I think about a lot?
What?
Salem witch trials. I think about that all the time. The fact that they were like, all right, we're going to drown this bitch. And if she dies, that means she was a human. And we made a mistake. Damn. Okay, well, now we're going to suffocate that one with rocks. And if she dies, we made a mistake. God damn it, we messed up again. Let's burn that one.
That's the state of women's healthcare in 2024.
Oh, no, it's so true and horrible.
I think about Pompeii a lot. What does that mean?
Really?
Is that shocking?
Yeah.
I think about Pompeii all the time.
Human
and I feel like
suffering.
Pompeii reveals itself to me constantly. Like I see
Really?
things about it all the time.
You
Is that
know?
weird? So what does that mean?
I'm on Pompeii TikTok right now.
Really?
Yeah, I've been like seeing videos of there's like
When
stores.
Carol Channing came out.
Really? You just went like so Carol Channing. Cheryl Canning.
Cheryl
There are
Canning.
these like shops that had these giant ridges in them because they had these big doors that moved. And so it's this person that's like walking around like narrating, here's things in Pompeii and here's what they had. There are like public toilets that she's showing, routes in like canals on the ground and how the water flowed. It was so cool. I wonder what that means though.
Well, yeah. Why do I think about Pompeii so much?
Why do you think
Why
about
is Pompeii
Pompeii
my Roman Empire?
Yeah. Why am I thinking about the Salem witch trials?
That's very queer.
What
though.
happened?
That's very queer coded. That's very feminism.
Yeah. I think about Atlantis a lot too.
The Lost Empire?
The Lost Empire. Like what happened to it?
Where is she?
Where is she? Where'd she go?
Well, aren't we all going to be Atlantis someday?
Maybe. We might all
Venice
end up being
is going to
underwater.
be soon.
What is?
Venice?
Oh, yes. That's so sad. It like literally watching it sink in real time.
Yeah.
Crazy stuff. We're going to be somebody's Roman Empire someday, like the U.S.
Oh, God, yeah.
You know?
It's crumbling as we
Yeah.
speak.
Someday in like 200 years, they're going to be like, damn, remember California? I think about that all the time.
Will it take 200? We'll see at this rate. We'll see, girl.
Someone's going to be thinking about the Alamo, all of that.
Remember it.
And one of these lip syncs is going to be someone's Roman Empire. Like, they're going to study these in hundreds of years, thousands even.
That was an exquisite segue.
Thank you. They're going to, like, look at the Dieter Ritz lip sync and be like, I think about that every day.
Yeah. Who is the princess in this world?
Is the Princess season 4 Jan? Is
Bald
she
Jan.
Is she Bald Jan?
Wow.
I don't know. Did season 4 definitely had a Jan, but Princess was out really early. She had a lot of the Jan things, because I don't think it was Milan. She
I
wasn't
feel like,
particularly
well,
salty.
Milan is Broadway, so that does make sense.
But she's not very salty.
No, I was gonna say Willem is Jan in a way. She's bearded Jan.
Oh my God, not Beard Jan.
Vomit Jan?
Not Beard Jan. That's so disrespectful.
I'm so sorry.
Please, no. I wonder if is it Jeremy? Is Jeremy?
Oh, no.
Is Jeremy the Jan? I think he might be. Well, I mean, he's technically in the villain category.
Jan.
Man Jan.
Oh.
Because he identifies male. He doesn't
Oh.
identify.
He, him, Jan.
He, him, Jan.
He, him, streamer Jan.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, so let's jump into these lip syncs. I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's get
Me too
into
as
these
well.
Roman empires. Okay, so my number 10. Okay, I'm so excited. It's an international season.
Ooh la la.
I actually don't have the name of the song. I only have the translation. It's called It Hurts a Little, and it was performed by Mocha Diva and Shrimala.
I'm so glad that
Thanks.
a Shrimala lip sync made your...
She had
I did-
to. I think about that big, giant, like, globe hair and that crazy huge eye that Srimala did.
Well, because I feel like immediately like, oh my god, what's she gonna do in that? That's like a cumbersome kind of situation that she was wearing.
Hair.
So that's one of those things where on US Drag Race they're like, I'm wearing this hair, but I'm just gonna work it out and do the best I can. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like where they're like absolutely flopping because they're in something like sculpted like that or something big, and they're just like
there's no way they're gonna move around.
But she just pooched it out, girl.
She pooches it out. She like puts her hand on that giant ball and just holds on to it. And that moment where she's like doing that scoochy thing where like her shoulders are moving and she's like da 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 da.
Do you know what it is? Like not at all, but very much so. It's very Mrs. Kasha Davis and Lover Girl energy.
Yes.
The way that she scooches that dress up and just
starts moving
and just turns it out. It's that energy of like,
right.
I'm in this little look and that's okay because I'm going to get it popping.
And Mocha Diva's like completely unnecessary splits.
I thought you were just going to say Mocha Diva's completely unnecessary.
The reason why I love this lip sync, the reason why I made it number 10 is because I didn't think that Srimala was going to do anything.
Yeah.
And I was certain that she was going home. Like this hair was going to be the defeat of her.
Well, if you look at those two queens,
you would think that
Srimala's cooked.
Oh yeah, she's done. Week 1, she came out with her grippers out, wearing a banana leaf dress. You know, she
the lost child, the little feral drag queen lost child.
And so I was like, this woman, I am growing on her, and she is gone. So the reason why I made it to number 10 was because I think about her in that giant globe hair, just like scoochieing the whole time.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I love it. It's also very, I don't know if you've ever seen the video of Tammy Brown performing Vengabus.
Yes. She like comes out of those curtains.
Yeah, she's in like a little like tank top and skirt. She's just doing that like like that little
barely
like,
moving her arms,
just like throwing the elbows up, throwing the shoulders up.
I love seeing weird, silly, quirky queens like that, just like doing weird armography, and that's why it made number 10.
Well, and she thrived and she won.
And she won that lip sync. She killed it.
And so yeah, it was cute because it's also like I love an underdog, unexpected win like that. That will always be a slay.
And also it's really iconic because at the end, Mocha Diva goes and talks to the judges and spills the tea about everything that had happened.
Oh my god, yeah, it's the same.
Yeah, and spills everything and it's like, so this bitch cheated, by the way, last week.
And we wouldn't have had that without Srimala's.
Right. If Srimala had not ate her up and sent her home, we would have never gotten that.
So true. So true. So she really got the ball rolling.
She did. Srimala got those triple, double eliminations going.
Oh, girl.
Okay, so what's your 10?
So my 10, I'm keeping it domestic for now.
Okay.
For now. Season 9. Snatch Game.
Period.
Peppermint and Cynthia Lee Fontaine, music by Madonna.
So good.
I feel like this one's very staple, but I also feel like now, because there's so many lip syncs, it kind of gets forgotten. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to put one of Peppermint's because also shout out to her Macho Man lip sync with Alexis.
Yeah, that was great.
She also turns that lip sync out. Also shout out to her finale lip syncs, the one with freaking Trinity.
Oh, Stronger.
Yeah, when she like does the reveal and then claps on the yes. Delicious. So yeah, I wanted to give Peppermint her flowers as a lip singer, but music is probably my favorite. Same thing, she's in that long dress and she hikes it up into a mini dress during the instrumental like opening so that she can scooch around. And then like immediately I also love like a lip sync where in the first line you can tell like, oh, they got this, right? Because in that first line she like has a little move to like every line of that first part, and then immediately is like, oh yeah, I'm owning this is me, I got this. And then it's basically just her being the main character for 2 minutes, but then right before the end, after the bridge, she freaking shoots Cynthia like a dog.
Cocks her shotgun.
And like this movie's been replicated now a lot.
Yeah, it's been done
and
so many times.
It's been cheapened. I don't think it'll ever be as good because one, Cynthia was on all fours on the ground. She was doing like sexy floor work.
Right.
So
quote unquote.
Sexy. She's doing sexy floor work. And Peppermint comes slithering up, stands up, and then while she's got the higher ground, loads it, does the whole like mime, the whole bit, although she licks it, she puts the bullet in, and then she shoots Cynthia. And
like
you see, I think it's Shay in the back I think it's Alexis that's like, oh, like puts their arms out. They have their arms out to their sides like, oh.
Watching a contestant get assassinated live on television was nuts. But like, she looks so good in that pink dress.
Yeah.
That little tiny blonde waved hair.
Yeah.
And that shotgun moment, I think, was the Monet doing the fake out jump split.
Very that.
We had never seen that before. And like you said, it's been replicated a lot of times. It loses its impact over time the more the people that do it. But I mean, that was a really crazy move to do.
Yeah. And like, also, something I love in a lip sync is like, if a queen hasn't really shown their star yet, but it's very evidently there.
Right.
I think Peppermint had it until that moment where like she obviously was like HBIC. She was amazing.
Fully.
But she didn't really have a moment up until then. And like she didn't even nail Snatch Game, which I thought she would have. But then she comes in.
Benny leaks.
Boop. But then she like through lip syncing showed what's up. And I love when that happens where it's like something's not clicking and then a queen get like Queen of Flips.
Yeah.
When
Maya.
they're struggling, and then as soon as they get to lip sync, it's like, oh, this is why they're here. This is who they are. And then, like, for Peppermint, I feel like her star really rose from then on, too.
I feel like she woke up.
Because also, I love when that happens, when a queen is like they get like a nice reset from that lip sync.
Yeah.
They're suddenly like, oh, I'm here. I'm who I am.
Sometimes that's what they need. They're away from what they do for so long that it's sort of like, Simba, remember who you are. And then they're like, oh my God, I remember now. Okay, I can apply this energy to every single week. We see, I think I have someone that it's going to come up later that I want to put a pin in this particular part of the conversation. But yeah, sometimes it just takes lip syncing for them to then figure out, oh, I'm going to apply that everywhere. And it propels them to the end. And I think this was that moment for Peppermint. Because she was sort of just drifting, I feel like. And then it was straight up from that point.
I agree, yeah. Totally, yeah.
You know what I think about a lot, and that's not related to this lip sync, is Peppermint's Club Kid look. That look is
the Peppermint
burned
look
in my brain.
And she was, she was feeling cunty in that look too.
Oh, yeah.
Because that was also the same episode when Alexis said the stuff about how they were working together. She's like, I just have to say that was not the case. Like she was feeling cunty in that outfit. I loved it.
She knew she was it.
Yeah.
All right. Are we ready for number 9?
Oh my God, give it to me. I'm excited.
So another international.
Oh my God, this is so fun.
I almost put this higher. I was so close to putting this higher, but then I was like looking at everything else. Mine is No Way, Baby, and Dakota Schiffer. I love this lip sync. There's so many wonderful elements, but at the very beginning, Dakota points, baby, and points directly at her, which was really great wordplay. And there's this moment where the song says, and if you don't want me here, then I'll go. And Dakota does the Ginny Lemon fake out and literally walks off stage, and it points to Michelle going, oh. And then she says, but no way. And then pops right out and saunters down the stage. And Dakota's like doing all these pointing on the no. Same with Baby. And they're both giving. It's one of those lip syncs from the UK that just kind of stays with me. I feel like, I mean, I know we kind of shaded Charlie Hides before, but like I feel like Charlie was right. I don't think a lot of those girls lip sync.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first lip syncs besides what Cheryl did in season 1, that I was like, oh, that's what lip syncing in the UK looks like.
Yeah, and like also it's funny because I don't think either of them deserve to be in the bottom, but they were there.
Yeah.
And I was really pissed that one of them was going to go.
Right.
And also, you are pretty sure it's going to be Dakota.
Right.
Because you just saw Baby send home Sminty. Fan favorite. Fan favorite.
Expert.
Yeah. Real hot girl shit. Sminty the Stallion.
Yes.
So you're thinking Dakota's in trouble.
Fully.
And then Dakota just like... Well, Dakota's such a good lip sync because her first lip sync too. I don't even remember what the name of that song was, but it was that very like fierce song. You know,
I can't remember a lot of the other lip syncs from that season, but she is a great lip syncer.
An underrated queen. She's
Super
so
underrated.
incredible. I love her so much.
Didn't Black Peppa send her home?
Oh, did she? I block out the episode she gets sent home.
That was Michelle was judging because
freaking.
Oh, was it
Pixie Polite?
Pixie Polite. Damn. Well, let's move on from that.
Yeah, because she should have won that lip sync too. Anyways,
right. But Baby pulls herself out of the competition this week and says that her mental health is not good and she wants to go.
Yeah, a lot of people say. I don't even know if I want to open this conjecture, but a lot of people say that she just like quitting before you get fired.
Oh, yeah.
But I feel like she was very valid in that. And I think it was cool to if you feel that way, but you still gave 110% to a lip sync. But then you lip sync, you're like, well, okay, if I did beat her, I don't know how she did, but if I did beat her, I don't know if I want to stay.
Right.
So I should just... I feel like that's very fair.
It's so valid. Well, and I think she said after the fact that a lot of the reason why she wasn't doing good was it was like there were so many cameras and so many people at such early call times that it was not what she thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
And I think that happens a lot on Drag Race where you're like, I'm a child of Drag Race. I get it. Yeah. I understand what's going on. And then a lot of them get there and they see all the people and they freak out, Yeah. And so it's like, I don't even know who I am anymore because there's so much here and I'm seeing so much behind the curtains. And so like, I think I understand. I think anybody in that situation would totally be valid to want to go home.
Yeah, she was very valid and I think of people who have resigned from the competition, I think she was one of the most like forthright and well-spoken in doing so.
Absolutely.
And was able to do it in a way that there was no bad blood anywhere. And it felt like she was very clear and concise in why she needed to go. Right. And why she was going to go. Right. But she did it in a way that nobody was upset. No one felt gross. No one was like trying to fight it. Like it was just one of the best instances of it we've seen. I agree. I know not related to the lip sync, but
so good.
But
though.
I mean, also just I freaking love Baby. She's so cool.
She's really freaking cool. It makes me sad that we'll probably never see her on Drag Race again. But.
Yeah. Also to this song, musical song. Yes. I feel like we need more musical theater songs. 100%. And I'm not even a musical theater gay. Like I'm in a family of them. You're married to one. Our common denominator is a huge musical theater gay, and then my sister is not gay, but she is a musical theater gay. Right.
Isn't it funny that the UK has had the most of those though?
I know, right?
Do you think that we would have more of that here in the States with how many Broadway girls we get?
But it really says and the ones in the UK are always a bop. So I feel like we need more of them in the US. Yeah. Because I think also, I mean, even wherever they have theater, I don't know if they have musical, prominent musical theater in native languages in France, España, etc. But wherever it is indicative of your culture, because I feel like for us, because of how much we feature New York queens
so often,
and I mean even LA
five New York girls.
And even LA to an extent, I feel like a certain amount of California, but also theater is everywhere. Theater gays are everywhere. I feel like it is a huge part of queer culture to spotlight musical theater. Yeah. Even as a non-musical theater guy, I feel like we would get really good lip syncs if we're getting a Barbra Streisand song or two. We haven't had "Don't Rain on My Parade" yet, which is crazy. And I feel like if we do, it's going to be the Glee version, which is even crazier. But like, I don't
We're
know.
defying gravity.
Yeah, like give us some Adina, give us some Barbara Streisand, give us some Patty, give us some, I don't know. I just feel like we need Schmigadoon. Give me Nikki Blonsky from the movie Hairspray.
No.
But yeah, I just feel like that's an example of like musical, because also a la like when you're talking about Dakota pointing to Baby for that line and stuff, there's so much fun and there's so much whimsy in the delivery and the lines of musical theater that I feel like it fits really well for a lip syncer like Dakota or someone, because there's a lot of character and a lot of fun you can inject into it.
So much. You can really put your personality into that.
Yeah, I'm so glad you named that. Was such a good lip sync. Wow,
it's a great one.
What a great one.
No way.
What a good poll.
Thank you.
Clocked.
Did I eat?
You ate that clip
What's
of
your
La
number
Roche. Do you know what I'm talking about? You ate that to Kiki Palmer.
Yes.
After she read him. Anyway, sorry. My number 9. Okay.
La Roche, right?
Yeah, La Roche.
Mm-hmm.
You're so tired, La. Okay. I have 2 more like recent lip syncs, and this is one of them.
I'm ready.
All Stars 8.
Oh. Coconuts?
Aja versus Kahana, Freakum Dressed by Beyonce.
I forgot about that lip sync.
It really set up the season to be a lot more entertaining than it was. But okay, I feel the same way about 5 with Livin' La Vida Loca, which I also shout out to that lip sync.
Yeah.
To Evie, not to India.
Not to India.
India can choke. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Not you. You can choke, India. And that's why Derek don't like you. But like it kind of has the same energy as Evie coming in for Living La Vida Loca, where it's just like a super like strong, bombastic start to the season. Kahana does pretty good, but I'm really just here for Aja. I also just in the scale of we're not going to talk about her social media presence. She took a break from blasting Anitra on Twitter to come turn out this lip sync. Outside of her non-Drag Race presence, just thinking about like her Drag Race through line,
right?
I think it was really dope that like she was lip sync assassin on her season. She came back to All Stars, did not get the chance to perform at all. Still did great.
Well, she did the one. She did Anaconda.
Oh, she did eat that Anaconda lip sync.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously Ben won, but she did great.
She did great.
Her bread and butter is lip syncing, and like at the time she's in the bottom, she didn't get to lip sync for it.
Right.
It was up to the jury, and it kind of like Kennedy's problem, where like one of the best things about them is how amazing of a performer they are. And we're deprived of seeing that, and that is one of the problems of the All Stars format.
Right.
Is a lip sync assassin is not going to be in the top a lot, unless they're a real up and down pole body.
That's why I love the Beaver format in Canada.
Best.
So good.
I agree. I'm so excited for this season.
Me too.
But yeah, so Aja, God, it's just, so the through line. Then after having like that really frustrating end to her run on All Stars 3, where we don't get to see her lip sync since the first episode, and she's just kind of stuck in a rut, and then she gets freaking sent home on that sewing challenge unjustly. We talked. Wait, we weren't.
We did.
Was I with you for All Stars 3?
That was the very first week we did.
Oh my God!
It was All Stars 3.
Full circle, Barbara.
But just like that, the podcast is over.
It's kind of the same as like the feeling you get when you like see Laganja come back. Not as big, but like it was really satisfying to see her come back. Also like serving Womana. And eat that lip sync up and get a win. And I feel like it was just like a really like satisfying cap to, because like I don't think she's coming back to compete.
No, I don't think we'll ever see her in that capacity.
It was a really awesome and satisfying cap to her as a contestant on Drag Race. Being able to see her come back as like a more fully realized version of herself than even she was on All Stars.
100%.
And devour a lip sync. And
didn't she have those cunty little sunglasses too?
Yeah, I think she came out with little sunglasses.
Those little tiny sunglasses.
But yeah, she just like, I love like a real like cunty Womana lip sync.
Yeah.
And she really, and I thought Kahana was going to give her more of a run for her money, but I feel like she really bodied Kahana.
I was surprised.
And she just like, I mean, I also love a Beyonce lip sync. I feel like we need more of them because I feel like they are very like, I feel like they get the girls pumped.
They're bombastic.
Yes, because I also shout out to Jasmine Kennedy, Sugar Mama,
yes,
when she sent home Maddie. That's like also a really bombastic, like exciting lip sync.
Beyonce's got good beats in her music, that allows you to really just perform in the same way that theater songs do. She's very theatrical in the way that she performs and sings.
Also Greenlight, Jada and Trinity, all winners. When she had that ponytail. I also shout out to that lip sync because that one was floating around in my head. I was thinking of putting Jada Essence Hall somewhere, but
Jada's so good.
Because I also think about her 1985. I was forgetting what year it is. 1995.
There's so many dates in my head I couldn't
2004. 1822
American Horror Story
1812 Roanoke. Anyways, I love that lip sync. I love what it does for her like whole story, but it's just such a fun, like bombastic, like a million moves I could never even think of doing in my life.
And just seeing Aja again,
and she's so fast, you know, you're seeing more of her ballroom like elements kind of informed in how she's performing because it's really fast. It's like everything's like to every beat, every line, and she's so fluid. I love like a really like fluid, like you don't see like crunch getting from one move, one pose to another. Like she's
a fluid performer. She always has been. Do you remember there was that one lip sync where there was just like sounds?
Oh yeah,
that went really viral right before season
it's that
9.
remix, and she's in like the white with the blonde. It's like and she's doing that. She's crazy for that.
She was nuts. I really thought she was like top 4. She made herself seem like she was going really far in the competition, only to go out during that horrendous acting challenge.
Oh my god, woof. But yeah, whenever I need to pick me up, I'll go watch that lip sync because it makes me feel cunty.
That's a good one. All right, moving on to number 8.
Oh my god.
Okay. You know, I really should have moved these so that it would have been more apt. My number 8 is Twist of Fate. Katya versus Frisbee Jenkins.
Frisbee. All right, I knew this was going to be on your list somewhere because we did talk about this because this was one that I was thinking of putting on my list.
It's such a good lip sync. First off, Olivia Newton-John being there.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. I love when an artist is there for their song.
Yes.
And it's performed well. Like, nothing would have made me happier than Shania being there for Let's Go Girls and for it to be performed well.
Yeah.
You know? So for Olivia Newton-John to be there for Twist of Fate and for it to be performed well.
Yeah.
Is really incredible. That slow split that Katya does where it pans to Rue and her lip is like quivering.
Yeah.
Because she's like drooling and gooning. Like, what is going on here? I've never seen this. That slow back split that Katya does. And not to say that Frisbee Jenkins didn't do anything, because I feel like she kept up in her big lady bunny hair in her own Sasha Belle type of a way. But I mean, I just think about Katya all the time in that turquoise with the pink applique
the Barbie like flight attendant look,
2-piece look for a jet set eleganza was nuts. Her hat flying off in the first 3 seconds of the lip sync and then just hitting every beat during the heavy guitar solo. I feel like Vanessa Hudgens. As soon as her hat went, I went
well, also that like no one can high jump into a split like her. The way she like in her Cherry Bomb lip sync, the way she like jumps like 9 feet into the air before she like lands into a split is crazy. And I feel like she's this season and like the couple seasons after are really a turning point to the more acrobatic lip syncs.
I fully blame Katya and Kennedy for that.
Because not a lot of people just did like a jump split like that, you know?
Laganja and I love her, and why am I forgetting her name?
Jocelyn.
I have house numbers. Jocelyn. Laganja and Jocelyn did that a lot, but like I I don't know why it didn't feel that impressive when they did it. Because they're both really good at it. And they just didn't really focus on it. But they really focused on Kennedy and Katya doing it this season.
Well, it's the jump too. Like that.
The jump is the impressive
because
part.
there's like a form to it. Because you see them go up and then you see the split like loading in the air. You see it forming. You see it happening. It builds anticipation. And then the way they land it too. Because they also land it with really good form.
Eloquence.
And I mean, yeah, that slow split is like highlight of everything. But it's also like it's kind of cool to see Katya so serious because like even in the beginning when she's doing those lines, she's got very serious mug.
She's not like doing silly faces.
I know. It is kind of cool to see like her like more in like a serious mode.
Right.
And I feel like that's one of the only times you ever see Katya in the mode of like, oh, I really need to do this right now.
Mm-hmm. Because you don't really see that again. Even during Roar,
No.
she's sort of doing her like, ugh.
Yeah, but like in this, she's like, I am not about to go home right now because she also like has something to prove because this was a lip syncing challenge and she just flopped massively. And you know she worships Olivia Newton-John.
Yeah.
So it's like,
does she worship the doll?
She worships the doll. Oh, she wants to come for mother. Ever since Roxy said that in the last episode, it's been like ingrained in my mind. I don't know if you've seen the clip.
No.
I don't remember who says it, but someone says something and they're reading. Oh, because they're assigning the roles. It's for the Rusical episode. She's talking about being like a Sierra Con. Someone's like, oh, you already are that. She's like, oh, she wants to come for mother. And it's just been stuck in my head. I can't get it out of my head. But that's, it's such a fantastic lip sync. And also an early, because you usually don't get such an exciting lip sync so early. Is episode what, 2?
This is episode 2.
Incredible.
Glamzonian Airways.
Queens of the sky.
There's a man on the wing of the plane.
It's a woman.
It's a man. All right, I'm ready for your number 8.
Oh my God, I am too. What is it? Oh my God, yeah. Okay, another recent one.
Oh.
This is season 15.
Oh.
This is the Lollapalooza. Anitra versus Sasha. I'm in Love with a Monster by...
Is that Fifth Harmony?
Fifth Harmony?
Fifth
Little
Harmony.
Mix?
No.
Fifth Harmony.
Fifth Harmony.
One of the women groups.
One of the girl groups.
I feel like it's Fifth Harmony.
I think you might be right. That's a great song.
It's a great... and I also just love, like... talking about two really fluid lip syncers.
Yeah.
I feel like this was low-key Anitra's best lip sync of the night. But because she was up against Sasha, she was kind of doomed.
Yeah.
But, like, Anitra really turned it out in this lip sync.
I thought she killed it.
And I feel like because she knew she was up against Sasha, she's like, okay, I have to do the most. Like, I'm not going to, like, bend over and take it. Like,
right.
And so, like, she was like, because she's such a fast lip syncer, and I love a fast lip syncer, and she moves so quickly, and again, so fluidly, that, like, she's like, it feels like she's freestyling her movements, but everything feels so planned and choreographed because everything is so fluid. And I just
you don't see her thinking.
Yeah, exactly. Because they're both great at making eye contact while dancing, while moving, while doing the most.
Which is so hard.
Right? And it speaks to how seasoned like both of them are.
And Anitra is young.
Yeah, and that's the other thing that's so cool about this lip sync is like, this is like a legend, like a veteran. And then this is a queen that like, I mean, I'm sure she's a legend in Vegas. I can't imagine how she wouldn't be, seeing how she performs.
Right.
But like, I'd never heard of her. Most of, the general public was not aware of her like they are Sasha.
Right.
Or like
everybody knows Sasha.
drag enthusiasts, So to see this like, quote unquote, like, not newcomer, because I'm sure she's a veteran of drag in her own right, but someone
newer, in comparison
to the pantheon of the drag race world, at least, because like,
and the drag universe.
Yeah, it was just so cool to see her hold her own and like really like give Sasha a run for her money, because she would have beat anyone else in that room, hands down. And it also births an iconic move on Sasha's part that so many people in the last like year since this have tried to replicate, which is she grabs her ponytail and pulls the tracks.
Melinda Verga. With that synthetic
with that,
wig.
and it's like 4 pieces. It's like
in chunks.
chunks.
Because she had that cunty like ponytail, right?
Yeah,
That
she
human
had that
unit.
huge long pony. Yeah, it was very fierce when she did it.
Yeah.
But that move has been replicated so many times now,
And nobody does it right.
no one can do it like her. Yeah, it's again just a really fierce lip sync, so fluid.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really, I love a lip sync where it's like, I mean, obviously I love when someone gets like demolished,
Yeah.
but it's super exciting when it's like 2 of the best lip syncers in the room.
It's satisfying.
Yeah, super satisfying because you feel like a sense of security.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, it's going to be good. So you're just like waiting to see who's going to one up each other.
Right.
And like, this is a fun song for it because it's super wordy and like a little theatrical again.
Little silly, little
Yeah.
cameo.
So it's like they played it like a little theatrical, but like also they had to like keep up with all of like the wording of it. So
Right.
yeah, I'm a big fan of this one. And I wanted to have at least one Anitra lip sync.
It was deserved.
Because she's crazy. I mean, those Vegas girls. I was thinking of putting a Mirage lip sync somewhere on here too, but
I mean, what was the one at the end that she devoured during that Lollapalooza?
well, I was actually thinking of the one with her and Morphine. They did not the Diana Ross song. They did the Donna Summer song.
Oh, right.
It was so gorgeous. I love that. But
I'm
yeah,
obsessed with the way she moves.
Yes, because her and Anitra both. It's like, it's ballet ninja, Vogue,
Yes.
Vogue, combat, floop-de floop. Like, it's just like the limbs are all moving so fast, but it doesn't look awkward ever.
No.
Because like, I don't understand. Like, they're just so in tune with their bodies that they do these movements that, because even Sasha too, actually, in this lip sync, they're doing these movements that a person who is not as coordinated or not as good of a dancer, they would look like an absolute fool.
They look like a giraffe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're just so coordinated and so feminine, so in tune with their body that like,
I don't even understand.
it just is so, yeah. I love it.
I don't get it at all. I wish I could move like that.
Same, and I never will be able to.
No, me either.
All right, girl. What's
That
your
was
7?
good.
Yeah.
All right, my number 7, another rest in peace diva. This will be Dita versus the Princess. This is like an iconic
Yeah.
Drag Race number, and I almost didn't put it because I'm like, it's so expected to put Princess versus Dita. But I mean, Natalie Cole being there in front of them.
Yes.
I think about Dita in that gold bodysuit with what even were those things on the shoulder spikes?
Literally just like
They looked
spike
like
shoulder
popsicles.
pads. Yeah.
Like gold popsicles or something. They were so
Triscuits.
cool. Yeah, and then Latrice in the background sparkling.
Yes.
Just like losing her shit.
Yes.
Dita knowing every single word and her mouth just fluidly going around every single one of them.
Yeah.
And the Princess kept up really well along the way. And I think about that moment where the judges pull out the little napkins. They must have known that they were there, or like little handkerchiefs, and they're just like
Yeah.
getting their life. Oh, it was so good. And I mean, it's a classic Drag Race number. And we had talked about queens that did a number that propelled them to the end, like Peppermint.
Yes. Okay.
This was that moment for Dita Ritz. I feel like there were a lot of times where Dita wasn't really doing that good in the competition. But I think every time that it was like, we should put her in the bottom, I feel like Ruth thought about that lip sync and was like, no,
Yeah.
we got to keep her.
Right.
Because this is a star. And she really showcased what she had. And I feel like there were some moments that Dita really pushed herself because of that lip sync.
Yeah.
Like she remembered who she was in that moment.
Remember who you are.
Remember who you are.
No, it's true. It was so good, and like, also one of those people where like she hadn't really emerged yet. For this season, because I mean she had been getting confessionals, but she hadn't had a breakout moment yet.
Right.
And she was kind of actually in a similar boat with the princess where their personalities hadn't emerged yet. And so, like, where the princess kind of floundered, she really soared and was like, okay, you want to see me? Like,
I got you. Don't you worry.
And also, like, this is just delivering a caliber of lip syncs. Like, also just when the show was so different. Like,
correct.
Because that, like, I mean, there are in the older seasons a lot of, like, boring lip syncs.
Completely. A lot of them are just sort of normal standard drag things. We get a couple dynamic ones. Tip numbers, right. We get a couple fun things. I feel like Alexis and Yara really gave us good stuff in 3.
Yeah.
But then, like, season 4, they went hard. Milan, Dita, Latrice, those girls were giving everything. And I feel like they set a standard for what lip syncing needs to be on the show if you want to stay. You know, Dita did that.
Yeah, she really elevated it, and like she was such an underdog too at that point. So it's so cool to just see her be like, I mean, really, she was one of the like biggest things to come out of that season for a while. Like,
I can't believe we still haven't gotten her on the show,
girl.
Even as a lip sync assassin,
girl, right?
It's insane.
Like, what? Justice for Dita.
Seriously,
I love her whenever she's on IMHO, Details with Dita Ritz, and like all of her other little like featurettes.
Yeah,
it really is like baffling how she hasn't been back yet.
It's
because
insane.
She is such an incredible. Because also, like, shout out to her other lip syncs. Her one with Latrice.
Yeah.
I really got to use my imagination.
Yes,
because like Latrice won that, but she also like was serving.
She really served.
She's just such a good performer. I agree. It's so crazy that she hasn't been back yet for a lip sync assassin position because
or anything.
Yeah, or just like to compete, because also like she's so fun. I feel like also like there's so many personalities in 4 that like sometimes she got lost in the mix, but she's such an exquisite personality and such a light and so much fun.
Yeah,
that I feel like she would eat up some of these newer girls.
And if there was like a non-elim style,
ooh,
that would be really cool to see.
That would be delicious. Yeah, I would love to see it. But yeah, Justice for Dita Ritz. I mean, this is like, I feel like this lip sync is like her, not her portfolio, her CV.
Yeah.
Like if she's applying for a job, she should just send them the YouTube link to this lip sync.
And that's all they need to see. All right, what's your number 7?
Let's see. Is it what I think it is? Oh my god. Okay, so we're going international.
Oh.
So this is a season you haven't watched yet.
Okay.
So I don't want to spoiler it too much.
Okay.
But this is España. And I had a couple different lip syncs from España I wanted to include. I ended up only with one, and I actually had 2 different ones from season 1 I was thinking of.
Both from 1?
Both from 1.
Damn.
For different reasons. The first one that I didn't include is Dovima and Sahataria's Rosalia lip sync. You'll know when you see it. But the one that I went with is the finale lip sync, which is really rare because the finale lip syncs are usually
pretty low key.
And this is probably the best lip sync of the season.
Really?
Yeah. So it's 3 women, and the real juice of it is Mother Carmen Farala. So the song is called La Gata Bajo la Lluvia, the cat under the rain.
Oh.
So it's a ballad. It's a really sad, heartbreaking ballad about this woman being left out in the rain.
Oh.
And so, okay, I really don't want to give away too much because you're going to watch this season soon. So I really want you to enjoy it. So what I'll say, what I like about the lip sync is the person who's most enjoyable in it, you have not seen lip sync all season. They were not in the bottom. And then they get to the finale and they devour Scarlet Bobo.
Yes.
It's Scarlet Bobo syndrome, but for a ballad, which is more exciting. And well, not more exciting because I don't want to undersell what Scarlet Bobo did because
I mean, she was great.
That was a slay of all slays. We love Scarlet Bobo.
We stand.
Scarlet Bobo looks are a no. Look like a clown and it showed in the promo.
Are we on right now?
But yeah, we don't see this queen lip sync all season, and then it's this slow, heartbreaking ballad, and she chews it up. I want to give it away. There's a reveal, and it's one of the few times in the show's history, franchise history, the reveal is perfectly in sync to the lyrics of the song.
Oh.
So I don't want to give it away, but when you watch this, you have to have the lyrics of the song. Like, you have to like read it and like watch the lip sync, because it's such like a heartbreaking song. I feel like it gives more flavor. But the reveal that this queen has is to the story, which really enriches it and makes it exciting, because it's not just like, oh, she's doing this thing. It's like, oh my God, she is this character in this song.
So they like immerse themselves in it.
Yeah, they do a reveal that basically like makes them the person in the song.
It's like when Sasha has the rose
It's
petals.
a so emotional moment. Absolutely.
That's really cool.
I don't want to give away too much, because you're going to watch España soon. It's coming. España season 1. The first 2 seasons of España are...
I'm so excited to get in those seasons.
Chef's kiss. They're really gold, but yeah, that finale lip sync, I think about it often, and yeah, it's a ballad. I'm not a fan of ballad lip syncs because they usually flop. The queens aren't... I don't want to say the queens aren't good at them, but I think it's hard to translate well in TV, because I feel like when I see a ballad in person, I'm like at the edge of my seat, like I'm here for it.
Sobbing.
But like, it's hard to watch a ballad on TV. I feel like you get this, like when you've seen queens do ballads in person, there's just a certain energy in the room when they're like, when they're trying to like really get that like emotion and everything. And sometimes it does convey on the TV. There's some really great ballads, but
you have to be such a dynamic performer in order to grab past the camera, though.
Yeah, and I think it also, there's power in editing.
Yeah,
there's power in how it's presented.
And when they do those wide shots and they pull out and try not to get close on them, it diminishes the power of that ballad.
Yeah, well, because like think about like Lady Camden doing that one ballad in the Lollapalooza, but they had all of those close-ups. Like if it wasn't, it wouldn't be as good. So it's like, I think a lot of it is also camera, because in person a lot of it is like you are there, you're in person, you're seeing them, you're hearing them, you're feeling like what's happening. But all that being said, this was incredible. I can't wait for you to see this. I don't want to give away too much, but for the girls who know, you know. Season 1 finale lip sync, Carmen, love you, baby.
I can't wait. All right, so we are at number 6. Okay, so this is, I think, my last, like, well, no, I have one more after this. It's kind of a well-known. I put this up here. I know that it's gonna like generate probably like of course, Boss B, Marcia, and Anitra. I love this lip sync. Torn to Shreds was a great runway category. So both of them look crazy, first off, but so iconic. The blue and that like hot pink purple, as they're both just hosing the house down along the stage.
Yes.
Quasi-voguing. Yes. When Marcia does that back split and then Anitra jumps over her and does the Free Willy. That was crazy. There's a moment where like Marcia hikes up her skirt and she starts duck walking.
Oh my God, yeah.
It was so hot.
It's so good. And it was also like, it was exciting because Marcia really killed in the Lollapalooza. Yes. But I don't think we thought
that she was going to do good.
And then especially you see the song, it's Doja Cat. Yeah. So, I mean, like, credit to Marcia for kind of turning out that Doja Cat song.
She held her own. And that's really the one that should have been a double save.
Yeah, it really was the double save.
It was worthy.
It was so fun. And also, like, Anitra showed so much personality in this lip sync too, which I love, because she's shown like she's the cunty fierce lip syncer, but she like really took advantage of all the ad libs and stuff too. And, like,
was funny.
Yeah, because Doja Cat's such like a funny personality kind of rapper. And so it was cool to see that part of Anitra, because we've seen so much. I mean, we just saw her be fierce and dive over Marcia. So like we really saw the duality of Anitra. So good.
She slayed. So I'm glad you had the one with Sasha, because I'm like, I have an Anitra one as well.
Yeah. And I was thinking about this one a little bit too, because I mean, it's so good, because also Marcia, like,
They both were so good.
They both. And it's one of the things where it's like not necessarily even like, I mean, really, they needed each other for that lip sync to be as good as it was. It wasn't just like one was doing great over here, one was doing great over there. It was like there's an interaction there, which like usually I don't like interaction in drag race, but that time like neither of them would have had as good of a performance without the other.
Right.
Because I feel like even like Marcia, like, yeah, she got jumped over, but like she was still like, she was fierce after. And like she like, I didn't feel like it was to her like
her detriment.
Yeah, exactly.
I didn't feel so either. Quality of a good lip sync for me isn't, especially in Drag Race, isn't necessarily both people doing really well. Like it could just be one person that really kills it. And I think up until this point, I mean, the ones that I've mostly picked, it's usually been like one person's been holding their own. But in this situation, both of them absolutely held onto the stage.
Yeah.
And to the point where I feel like they both should have been saved.
Yeah, I agree. This should have been a double save for sure.
And we should have double eliminated on running up that hill.
Well, then we would have had Marcia for Wig Loose.
Oh, could you imagine her in Wig Loose?
Oh, that would have been so
That would have been so good.
Would have been so fierce. God, she would have chewed that. I wonder what role would she have had? I feel like she would have had Lux's role.
You know,
I mean, she would have wanted like.
I could see her in Selena's role.
Okay, so either Lux or Selena's role, but she would have wanted Lucy's role.
Oh, absolutely, she would have wanted that.
So it would have been a 3-way fight between Lux, Lucy, and her for that role.
You know, that would be actually really fun to watch, though.
I would have lived.
I would have lived, loved. All right, what's your number 6?
Oh my God. Okay, we're going international.
Oh, again.
So this is one you haven't perceived, but you know bits and pieces of the season. You know her, you love her. So this is from UK season 3, episode 7. This is Vanity Milan.
I love Vanity
and
Milan.
Scarlet Harlot. So the song is called Scandalous. It's by some girl group in the UK, but the contestant is a judge, and she is so emphatically here for it.
I've seen this lip sync.
Yeah, I'm showing Jer like a highlight bit of it.
Really good.
So I'm trying to remember. Oh, it's supposed to be like some sort of like elevated posh look. Like, or not, it's like poor posh, because like
I watched the first episode of this season and the cast just really didn't grab me.
Yeah.
And I think episode 2 I still wasn't really feeling it. But yeah, I have seen elements of this lip sync, and my God, the way that Vanity moves her body.
Yeah.
She just has like so much control and is like somehow so fluid and chaotic.
Yeah.
I love the way that she lip syncs.
It's so exciting.
Seeing her in Canada versus the World was just really incredible to watch.
Yeah. This lip sync, you know, the tweet where it's like she came onto this mad as hell.
The Jan.
It had like that kind of energy, because like, I mean, this song is very like, yeah. It's like a kind of get pumped kind of lip sync, but she is coming into this like she has something to prove so fiercely. Like it was like, it's so satisfying. Like she's like stomping through it. Like, oh God, she's like, she came out of this thing mad as hell. Like she's demolishing, and she's also destroying Scarlet, which is so funny, because Scarlet is kind of like she's not a frustrating person to watch, but like she has a very interesting trajectory on the season. And then you just see her absolutely get demolished by this woman. Yeah. And God, she just does so good, and it's so fun because the part of the artist who did the song is there like basically emceeing, cheering her on. She's ad-libbing to the song live.
Yes. I love that.
She's by the end of it, she's standing, like she's out of her chair. You see her stool behind her. She's like, yes, like standing. So like, I love that energy. And I love Vanity Milan, and I feel like she needed to be highlighted in some shape or form. Another exquisite lip syncer from the franchise. I love Vanity so much.
She's so cool.
She's so freaking cool and so slept on. I'm so glad that she got more of a feature on Canada versus the World. Yeah, and she was really like shown for like what a star she is.
Sometimes I feel like you need to get away from RuPaul to be able to see that.
Yeah, I know, because like I feel that because this lip sync showed what a star she is, but like I feel like she really, really got to like be comfortable and like blossom on Versus the World.
I'm so excited to rewatch that season now that I kind of know how it's all gone down.
Yeah.
And just to watch it all.
Yeah. Well, she has some great lip syncs in the other episodes too. She has one to the song "Moving On Up." Moving on. Yeah. She's such a great lip syncer. I love it. She also has a lip sync to "Hallucinate" by Dua Lipa.
I love that song.
Oh, it's a great lip sync.
Dua Lipa is great.
It's probably like the second best lip sync of the season is the "Hallucinate" lip sync. It's
Hell yeah.
incredible.
I'm so excited. We'll get there. I think we have UK2 coming up soon.
Oh.
I can't wait to get into that season.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. So we're now at the halfway point. I'm at number 5. I have Sorry Not Sorry.
Oh, period.
Brooke versus Evie.
Period.
This almost didn't make it because I was like, I have so many expected tops in here, but this is good.
But I'm so glad you did it. And also my 5 is going to be a very expected one, so it's okay.
Okay. I think after this, nothing else is like a typical one. It was all like the middle ones. So, I mean, first off, we got the wig reveal. The Evie wig reveal. That was everything. And it was really just that moment. We talked about this in season 11. This is the moment where I think Evie became a player in the game.
Totally.
I don't think they were looking at her at all. Because they brought her in. She was the weird girl. She was going to be the non-problematic Sharon. And they were going to push her in that direction. They gave her a spoopy ball that she flopped.
So they were like, spoopy balls.
Okay. She flopped her mini reveal spoopy balls. Did you hear about? I don't know if you saw that the mini reveal stuff on Reddit, because I know you don't go
what
on Twitter. So Evie did a mini reveal where it was like a full body nude,
but
it was tiny.
I heard something about this.
So all of Twitter started doing it. All these dudes started taking nudes, like people that never posted nudes. Did like the full nude thing, but made the picture really tiny, and they would go like on Instagram, shrink the photo down as small as it would be, screenshot it, and then post it so you see like Snake, but like you have to zoom all the way in.
Wow.
And Evie started this long trend. Anyway, she flopped that ball. I think they stopped paying attention to her, and they were like, okay, well, she'll go home eventually.
And then she was Whoopi Goldberg with Oscars coming out of her wig. Like
they fully were like, she's done. She's out. We're going to put her against Brooke, and Brooke will send her home. Because it could have been Vanjie against her.
Oh,
could have been either one of them against her, but they would have. I think they were going to try to send her home. And especially after the injury thing, I think they were ready to just see her go. And this is such a triumphant moment because she spent the last 2 episodes basically telling Silky, like, fuck off. I'm not going to apologize for being here. And then has her redemptive sorry not sorry moment. And I think this is where she really became a player. Brooke being so unbothered the whole time, like literally on her in her splits and then looking at her nails like,
yes.
Well, I guess I could maybe manicure these today.
And like such different lip syncers too. So like they're not trying to do the same thing. Well, there was moments where they're kind of like trying to one up each other, which was fun.
Yeah.
But like their styles are quite different.
Completely.
And I mean, Brooke was like really doing that like fast, like super impressive, like hitting every line, hitting every beat, like really, really tight choreography.
Yeah.
And then Evie's just being Evie, and like no one performs like her.
Not a soul.
And I mean, even seeing RuPaul being genuinely like, what?
Yeah. I love when RuPaul goes, what?
Yeah, right? Like genuinely gagged.
Yeah.
Which is so cool because like that's so rare to see like a real reaction out of her. But like it's so true. Like that, it was crazy, and like that lip sync is crazy.
It's a great one. It will live in my brain forever.
And like such a turning point for the season because I almost feel like it's solidified that it's like it's these two.
Yeah.
Like these two are like the players of the season.
They're
and,
it.
Like do what you can to take them out.
Great ass lip sync. All right, what's your number 5?
Oh my god. So my number 5 is also like pretty predictable, kind of a staple. It's season 5. It's Coco and Alyssa. Cold Hearted by Paula Abdul.
Cold Hearted.
Snake. This one is great because one, it has a ton of plot value, probably the most
So
of any
much.
lip sync ever.
Yeah.
But I love when a lip sync has plot value to the overall episode. That makes it even better. And there were a couple in season 5, like Monica coming out as trans and then lip syncing to Only Girl in the World.
Season 5 was that girl.
It really was.
Season 5 was strong.
Yeah, but this lip sync is so great because, I mean, you have a feud between two women all season, and then they're in the bottom together. They've both been in the bottom 3 times already. So it's a totally equal, like, level playing field where it's like, it is 1000%, like, track records out the window. It is this lip sync and this lip sync only.
Yeah.
And also totally different lip syncs from them.
Completely. It's so good.
And it's like, it's cool because they were the 2 lip sync assassins of the season. And again, totally different lip sync assassins because obviously Alyssa is the show pony.
Yeah.
She has all the tricks, all the things, but Coco is much more of a dancer and like also a lot more of like a word. I want to say wordsmith, but that's not what lip syncing is. But like she's
She wraps her mouth around
she's a
everything.
lipsmith.
A lipsmith.
Coco Montrese is a lipsmith.
I love that for her.
And I mean, everyone's gagging. Who's the judge? Is it?
That's Conchita Alonso.
Is it
Maria Conchita Alonso? Because that's the telenovela challenge.
Well, just because I remember that Alyssa does the spinning jump into the split, and she's looking at her like
it's her
like mouth agape.
Is it Alyssa Milano? No, not Alyssa Milano.
I was gonna say Marissa Tomei.
I don't know who
Aunt
the other
May
one is.
I need to look that up.
There's one more woman.
The guest judge, Melissa Medwards.
Melissa Edwards.
Alyssa does that spinning jump into the split, and the girl is like,
and Coco's doing that arm thing.
She's doing the arm
mango
thing.
is just flowing.
Yeah, she's doing the sleeveography. She's pointing
to
at
her
the
mouth.
lips,
I know all
like,
the words that I'm saying from Paula Abdul.
Yeah, it's such a good lip sync. And again, like I said, it's fun because there's so much stakes to it. It's like, oh, this is our tiebreaker. This is...
Yeah, and I love a good story lip sync when we have drama between two people and we finally get to see them battle it out. Well, I don't feel like we see that too often.
Yeah.
That is not a thing that Drag Race does too much anymore because a lot of the girls try to be really congenial with each other these days. It was like when we got to see Jasmine and Maddie, where they just had this huge fight and then they literally battle it out on the stage. I love that shit.
It's so good. Yeah, I love stuff like that because, I mean, when there's stuff going into the lip sync, they're not just lip syncing because they're not trying to go home. They're like, it wasn't even about going home.
It was about beating the other one. I love that shit.
It's so good. Well, it's like, it's very rare, but in All Stars when there's like a real motive to like, I can't let this person get sent home, or I need to be the one to like send this home. Like when there's a lot of like gumption in their All Stars lip sync, like stuff like that. I love that. I love when the motive isn't the usual motive to win the lip sync. It's like, I need to settle a score. I need to send someone home. Like
when
shit
Monet
like that.
and Naomi were both battling their hearts out to send Manila home.
Like I gotta get
they were
this
like,
woman
I gotta
out
be
of
the one
here.
to do it.
Girl.
I gotta send her home.
Girl.
After watching Naomi's video, I totally empathize with why she sent her home.
Which
Did
video?
you see that? Naomi was talking about All Stars 4. It was her head to toe. She was talking about all the looks. She said that during Jersey Justice afterwards, Manila was like, "Girl, we killed it. You and I are top 2. We're gonna be the number ones. Like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna battle it out, and I can't wait to do that." And on the deliberations, they were like, "So Naomi, Manila kind of steamrolled you," and they went backstage, and Manila was like, "Girl, I steamrolled you during that challenge. Just sucks. You know, you could have done so much better." And Naomi was like, "Now hold the phone because we just spent all weekend going to the pool together, hanging out together, and you told me that you thought we were equals, and now you're saying that you think you did better than me? I don't trust you. You're playing a different game. I got to get you out of here because I don't trust you." Yes. Oh, you have to go watch that video.
Wow.
Her All-Stars breakdown is really incredible.
Oh, that's ridiculously spicy.
Yeah. Sorry, I detracted.
Oh no, you're fine. But yeah, I mean that was kind of it. I just like so fun. I love the stakes of Coco and Alyssa's lip sync.
Yeah.
And it's like the cap to their story.
Really excellent storytelling on Drag Race's part there.
Yeah.
I love that they kept Alyssa around for like 15 episodes just to get her to go home to Coco.
Oh my God, right?
All right, so number 4. I don't think you'll be surprised at this, but I think the audience at home might be. Number 4 is Kill the Lights, Jackie and Heidi.
I knew this would be on your list. No, I think this is an iconic lip sync.
So good. I think about, like, Heidi was doing excellent.
Yeah.
I think she was great, that whole lip sync. It's Jackie playing insane, playing this woman who thinks that she's singing these sexy words like kill the lights and touch my body, but she's like doing it manically, and like her eyes are crazy, and she's like looking at her hands and they're like shaking, and I don't like, you mentioned don't like interactivity between queens.
Yeah.
I don't like when they touch each other.
Yeah.
It bothers me, but in that moment I think the two of them were comfortable being storytelling for each other.
Yeah.
So when Jackie like comes up behind her and like grabs her arm and like looks at her, and they're both lip syncing to each other for a second, and then they break away.
Yeah.
That moment gives me chills every time.
Well, and there also feels like a sweet, genuine moment of embrace as well.
Yeah.
Like in that, like with hidden in that little character moment, there's like two friends like holding each other in this sweet moment.
Right. Like one of us might be going home.
Yeah.
But we got this.
Yeah.
Because that cast just feels so close.
Yeah. And I love moments like that. I think I talked about earlier that Angeli and Kana's lip sync in Thailand.
Yeah.
I love moments like that where there's a real sense of solidarity. Morphine and Tsunami.
Yes.
Like stuff like that. I love when there's a non-competitive moment of like friendship in a lip sync.
It's so sweet and vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that happens in the nightclub scene too, when people are lip syncing together. It was cool to see. I just really love that song. I think it's so fun. The fact they were both in disco.
Yeah.
And they were in the right outfits. They matched the theme of the song. And then just individual takes where Heidi is going more dance with it.
Yeah.
And Jackie is putting on this character and really allowing her personality, her character to emerge in a way that she had been sort of holding back on and giving little elements of.
Yeah.
Because Jackie's got a twisted brain. And she let it out every now and again, but she wasn't fully releasing. And in that moment, she was like, I'm going to give it to them. And if they don't like it, they can send me home.
Yeah.
But if they do, it might save me. And that was brilliant.
Well, and you know, Heidi being such a good lip syncer, you're like, well, is Jackie going to be able to make it out of this? And so to see her come with her own fun interpretation of it and really slay. And again, it's fun when like two queens are doing good, but in totally different ways.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah, this is a huge example of that. Such a good lip sync.
Such a good one.
It. Okay, so my number 4, this is a huge personal favorite. I could even put this higher, honestly.
Yeah.
I could even put this like up to, I could switch this in my number 2, but it's too late.
Uh-huh.
This is just a huge personal favorite. This is All Stars 6. This is Manila Luzon and Kylie Sonique Love, Dirty by Christina Aguilera.
Yes!
And I'm so sorry, Manila, that because she's such a good lip syncer. I'm so sorry that I'm doing the one lip sync that she gets absolutely dog walked. Well, she kind of gets dog walked by Jujubee too and Nasty.
Sure.
But I love this lip sync from Kylie so much. And like, I love her lip sync in Two of Hearts as well, but I do agree that Morgan won the lip sync.
Yeah.
But I think, Sonique's crazy because she's a full on acrobat, but it's so cool to see how she has used that now and like harnessed it in such like a feminine, like she's literally like freaking Catwoman up in here, like
literally.
And it's like she's Catwoman, she's Black Widow, she's every like female like superhero supervillain that's like flipping through like the henchmen.
Yes.
You know, and I love it.
And her titties.
The
fact that she came out in that little tube top that was directly
knowing
below
what
her
she
nipple.
was gonna do.
Knowing what she was gonna do. And I mean, she had to have glued and taped that thing because I mean, any other performer would have had a nipple come out.
She had her like Lady Gaga Perfect Illusion crop top under boob
Yes.
fantasy.
The way that both boobs were just like sticking out and did not move
Yeah.
was just like, I watched that and I was like, I think I might be into women.
Yeah. So, okay, why I love this lip sync in the most non-objectifying way. I mean this in the most worshipping way. Kylie's just in this slutty little outfit. She's flipping and like doing acrobats, but then in between, she just does these little things like she'll do a handstand, and then when she lands on her feet, she does this little booty pop.
Yes.
Like she just moves so femininely and so like seductively. So Mirage does this too, and I mean stripper
Yeah.
coded, but every movement is like kind of a seduction in its own right, and I
got
love that
canceled.
kind of shit.
Sorry.
I'm trying to think of a synonym. I'm on a synonym
You're trying to
safari girl.
recover.
Yeah, but like every move is like a little like come here. Like
Yeah,
it's just
temptress.
like the way that she moves is so like delicious to me. But that mix with like the crazy acrobatics that she's able to do is just so fascinating, and like
Yeah.
no one really does it like Kylie. And like
She's flawless.
it took a minute because I think this is like episode 7 or something. Like she's kind of a late bloomer in
Yeah.
All Stars. Such an interesting run for a winner.
She had a really interesting trajectory.
But like I'd been waiting to see her lip sync all season because I was like, I know that the one lip sync she was in was crazy. It's like, I need to see her perform again. And so like finally she does, and it's just so satisfying, and it's just like so gorgeous. Again, like shit I could never even dream of doing in my life. Like, cause yeah, like it's not just like there's acrobatics, and then there's what Kylie Sonique Love does. Like she's like truly like an acrobat. Like
Truly.
she could do like flips across like an entire stretch of a runway, like kind of shit, you
And
know?
I would eat it up.
Yeah.
I showed you that video of Morphine and Nymphia watching her, right?
Yes.
And their mouths are just open as they're staring at her as she's popping her booty.
I think that's part of why it's been on the mind so much as well, because like I saw that clip and then it made me like have to like rewatch the lip sync again, because I was like, oh, my girl.
Kylie is just such a great lip syncer.
Yeah, and like Womana, I love her so much. Kylie's so fun, and I adore this lip sync. She's
Me
my
too.
queen. And like, yeah, the backflip into the middle split, where it's like backflip land on the hands, kind of like Lemon did, and then like, but then like the,
In that like honeybee yellow with the black.
yes, so gorgeous,
Oh.
so gorgeous.
Gorgina.
So yeah, I am really upset. That's probably my biggest like Roman Empire of lip syncs.
Hell yeah.
honestly. I love this one so much.
Okay, I've decided that I'm moving some things around. So I'm swapping my 1 and 3 and 2. So my number 3 is Physical, Laganja and Trinity.
Laganja.
From that season of All Stars as well.
Period.
That season of All Stars really did it for me. I can't really hear Physical anymore without thinking about Laganja. That moment where she says follow the noise and she's got her head like she's looking.
Yes.
And literally like follows the sound. There's this moment where she like does You Got Me Feeling Diamond Rich, and she like swivels her hand across her nose, and then she like puts her hand out and then grabs it.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking
She
about.
does all
I know
this
what you're talking about.
crazy armography because she had been rehearsing it forever. And Laganja released this like BTS situation right after that of her fabric shopping, of getting the dress made, of the color choices, of how she was going to choreograph it. She like put thought into every moment of it because she knew she was going back to Drag Race.
Yeah.
And she wanted to make that a TV moment. Where a lot of people go into that lip sync assassin format and they just go, I'll wear whatever I got.
Yeah.
I'll show up in something and I'll just do
wear
the
a
lip
lip
sync.
syncing outfit.
Monet Exchange.
And
and or like Heidi, you
Yeah.
know. And they just kind of come and do their thing. But Laganja put so much thought and effort into it, and you can see that
Yeah.
she planned everything. The moment that like just makes me laugh only because it's so horrible, but it's funny, is when she takes off her corset and throws it, and Silky's just like vibing and chilling, and then gets smacked with that corset.
Isn't that the week she gets sent home too?
It is.
She got cursed in that moment.
She did.
It was like the devil's mark. Just
it hit her, and she was out. And then Trinity goes and smacks that fan open.
Yeah.
And gets everyone clapping. And I think at that moment where it fans to Akira, and she's looking at the judges because Tia Mowry's mouth is like,
right.
And Rue is gagging, and Akira is just looking at them and like smiling. She's like, damn, even they're clapping.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine what the energy in that room must have been like.
Insane.
I mean, from the moment that Laganja comes in with the split, I'm sure the room's at like a 10.
Oh yeah, I've seen Laganja perform before. I saw her do Rude Boy at Executive Suite in Long Beach.
Wow.
And I swear the moment that bitch came out, it was like the whole room gasped, and I don't think anybody let go of their breath until she was done.
Wow.
She's just a really engaging performer, so I can only imagine what Physical was like. And Trinity is, from what I've heard, a very good performer too. So like, God, the two of them just ate up that entire song. I can't even hear it without thinking about them.
Oh, totally, right?
And that's the mark of a good lip sync, is if I hear the song again and I think about Queens, that means they did a good job.
That's true. And it's a big song too.
Yeah.
Like, that was such a huge song, even bigger at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and like Laganja feels like every second of that lip sync with something. And then like Trinity is keeping up with her, and like she's probably one of the only people in that cast that could have.
Maybe Kylie could have if it were farther down in the season, but by this point she was still too reserved.
Yeah.
You know, I know we wanted to do honorable mentions, so I have to remember All Stars 6 because I just thought of an honorable mention.
Another one.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like I've already mentioned like 80 lip syncs.
Yeah. Okay. Your number 3.
My number 3. Okay, we're going international again. This is another one you haven't seen.
Okay.
This is from my favorite franchise of them all. This is from Philippines.
Ooh.
So this is from season 1, episode 2.
Oh.
This is my Queen Turing.
I know this name.
I think I've shown you this lip sync. This is Turing versus Corazon. The song is called I'm Feeling Sexy Tonight.
Hell yeah.
So Turing, she's a plus size queen. It's a sewing challenge. So, you know, she's having her disadvantages. But I feel like she's kind of being like undersold the whole episode. And also there's this queen, Corazon, who I feel like is part of kind of underselling her. And then we get to this lip sync, and it's also, I mean, the song is called I'm Feeling Sexy Tonight, and it's all about like body and empowerment and like hitting the town and like being like a bad bitch. And like as soon as the song starts, like Turing just like immediately like springs to action and just stays at a 10 for like the entire lip sync, and it's so satisfying to watch. I am obsessed with Turing, and I need her to have like a versus the world situation just because she is so fun and so bombastic. But yeah, it's just such a great lip sync. It's such a fun song, and she just, again, she's feeling every moment of it, and she's a really like present, engaging performer where like the judges are like only watching her kind of vibes. But yeah, I love
when it's right, it's right.
Yeah, I love this lip sync so much. And when it first happened, I was so obsessed with it. I feel like I watched it like every day. And it was just, again, it was just so satisfying too, because she kind of like let that girl have it.
Oh, that's the moment where she says, "Where are the flowers?" And she turns around and goes,
"Oh yeah,
okay."
That's the girl that gets sent home, where she says like, "Oh, okay."
I have that as a video command on my Twitch channel.
Really?
Just that. Okay.
Mama Pow.
I didn't know what it was from, but that particular segment is so funny to me.
Yes, but where are the flowers? Right here. Oh, okay. I am obsessed with Mama Pow, one of my favorite hosts too.
Yes.
I can't wait till we get to Philippines. We're gonna have
too.
so much fun. That franchise is unlike any other. And yeah, I wanted to have a lip sync from the Philippines because I freaking love that.
Hell yeah.
That franchise. I'm so excited for the upcoming 3rd season.
The promos were really cool.
The one with the TV.
I was obsessed with that TV look.
Yeah, super promising. I'm very excited. I loved so I think it was like a pun because they all had like junk food.
Oh.
Or like they all had like Philippine like snacks. It was some sort of like pun in their language of like hot couture and then like junk food or something.
Really
it was
cool.
very cute. So they had like all their fashion. Then they had like, it would have been like if we had like funnel cakes.
I was
and,
wondering
like,
why some of them were eating.
That's why they had food and stuff. Yeah, there was a pun happening.
Totally
I'm
makes sense.
mistranslating it 100%. Sorry, y'all, but yeah, so it's
close
something
to
like that. Yeah, it's that kind of idea where it's a pun of mixing like food and fashion. And so they leaned into it with the promo.
Hell yeah.
Oh my God, we're almost there.
Okay, so number 2. I ended up moving some things around.
All right.
This was my previous number 3, but I realized it had to go up higher. I'm taking us international. Come Through, Near Enough, Amy Beyonce Chanel.
Oh my God.
I watched that lip sync like 25 times. First off, the fact that it's a number by a drag queen, Priyanka featuring Lemon, and that
crazy
that Canada's doing it so differently, featuring the Drag Race girls. It's a great song.
Yeah.
But Nira being in that cunty, like purple and pink stewardess outfit, and Amy in that horrible bath suit, and the boldness of her to be like, save Melinda and let's put on a show.
Let's do it.
Not know one single word of Come Through, but still was still like trying to serve as best as she could, despite not knowing a single syllable in that song. I think about Nira doing everything.
Nira doing all of the things.
Nira did a cartwheel. She did the Laganja Follow the Noise. She did a Vogue. She did the Pouty Baby. She did the windmill. She did every drag queen move. But for whatever reason, the way that Nira performs is like, she could do everything and it feels like she's barely done anything. Not in like you're doing a lazy kind of thing, but it doesn't feel like the most.
Well, she just seems so relaxed in it, even if she is doing the most,
right?
Like, movement-wise.
It's like Laganja.
Yeah, she just feels very at ease. It's very sultry. It's very just like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, I can't believe I didn't even think to include a Near Enough lip sync because, like, all 3 of her Lollapalooza lip syncs, the one with Amy, the one with Venus, and the one with Aurora at the end.
Yeah, also
all 3 of them are crazy. Nira is one of the best lip syncers in the entire franchise at this point.
Hands down.
Nira's again, she has all things I love in a lip syncer, which is like she's like a slutty, feminine, like super fluid, like Steal Your Man, like siren, but also like hitting like every beat like super hard, super
and knows
fierce.
Her words.
Yes.
And sells it to you. There's not any moment where you see Nira thinking about her lyrics.
Yeah.
She just does them.
Well, she's one of those girls where like it looks like she choreographed this ahead of time.
Yeah.
Like the way that she moves is like it looks like you practice this in your room like for like weeks and then we're like, okay, I'm gonna do this now, like in front of everyone. This is my moment.
And she just does it.
Yeah, but it's just like it comes so naturally to her, which is like the sign of a superstar.
Yes.
Yeah.
The way she hits those beats in that particular number.
And we really need more Drag Race girls like lip syncs. We need an Alaska lip sync.
Yeah.
Or 3. Like she has so many good songs.
She has a lot of good songs. Bob has good songs. Willem has good songs.
Yeah.
Could you imagine Boy is a Bottom?
Oh my God. Could you imagine?
I would die. I would absolutely die. Anyway, yeah, Near Enough. Canada season 4. One of my favorite seasons of Canada.
Such a good season. I'm so glad you mentioned Nira because, yeah, she is an amazing lip syncer.
Love Near Enough.
It would have been tragic if this night went and she did not get a shout out.
All right, number 2.
All right, my number 2. You actually mentioned this lip sync earlier.
Did I?
All Stars for Monet and Naomi.
Period.
Come Rain or Come Shine, because I was torn between Naomi's lip syncs because I also love Adrenaline. And I think more people talk about Adrenaline.
Yeah.
But I think there's something to be said about, because Naomi's other 2 songs are pop, because she had Madonna and then she had a RuPaul song.
Right.
This is a Judy Garland song. And
she had that perfect hair and
she had that perfect hair.
Neck.
She had that green coat from, I think she said it was Detox. She was in that green like knit dress with the coat. But it's like, it's such like a slay for like it's funny because like she talks so much about how she's not a young queen anymore. She's in her 30s now, which is so crazy. Like, it breaks my brain because I was a kid watching her, like, and she was a kid, like she's 21. And so like, it's so weird, like, now talking about how she's like old.
She's all grown up now.
She's in her 30s and like she talks about like these drag kids, quote unquote. Like, it's so weird. But anyways, her being like a baby in the perception of the fans, like, and destroying this like old school song, getting the Latrice approval from the back because Latrice was waving her arm. And also what you're talking about, she wanted to send Manila home so badly. And I love that. I love that she went so hard in that lip sync. Because like, what other reason? What other reason than to send Manila home? Because like, I feel like Monet could have gone harder.
Oh, absolutely.
But Naomi went in the hardest she could.
When she got on the ground and like scooched herself to the front of the stage, like manically.
Yeah, the scooch, and then just the way she was like running around, she like put her arm up, and she was like, she was trying to like run around the stage, like she had to be somewhere. Like, it was just like, she just like, it was like, yeah, it was, but it worked with the song because the song has that crazy beat that's constantly
it's
like
manic.
It like, it's a really weird song because it also, it opens with that loud applause, and then you have the like, it feels like you're in like what's his name, the guy who does Twin Peaks, what's his name, David Lynch. I feel like you're in a David Lynch scene. It's very Lynchian, but like there's that loud like vintage applause, and then it's like the and then like but Judy's singing like slow, but like Naomi's eyes are like open like wide like saucers, and she's got this like manic energy about her. She was
encapsulating Judy.
Yeah, I love it. I love this lip sync so much, and so like the fact that she goes so hard on this song only to like send home Naomi is just so crazy. Like
Manila,
like oh yeah, sorry, send home Manila. Yeah, iconic. And of course like her Adrenaline one is too, but this one like really I think about so much.
Yeah. So before we get into our number one, do we have a couple honorable mentions we want to drop? I want to mention Ginger Minj doing the Lizzo song Phone.
Such a good lip sync. Yeah,
I didn't know Ginger would be able to do that. I was like, okay, this is Mayhem's song, and then Ginger's like doing all this crazy like movements, and then like, where the hell is my phone?
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah,
it was so good.
That's actually true. Yeah, she really ate that.
Nira and Aurora.
Throw that ginger out.
Throw that ginger out. Too much ginger.
Let's ginger next time, sweetheart.
Love Coco Peru. Aurora and Nira.
Yes.
Also really good.
I would love Aurora. Her other lip sync too was really good. I don't remember what it was, but that like pop punk song she did. Do you remember that?
Was it Ava Max?
No, was
maybe
it?
I'm crazy.
Maybe so.
But yeah, Black Velvet was everything. It was so velvet. Different from when Juju did it.
Yeah, totally different interpretation. So sexy.
Yeah.
I have a lot. Do you have any other ones?
Trinity, I'm Every Woman, and April Carry On.
Yes, incredible.
When she smacks that fan open.
Let me talk about Trinity because I have a couple more. What a Man of Vibology, both. Vibology is so fun too because talk about like also like kind of spastic energy because like also you have Adore. It's so manic like between the two of them like because like Adore is so crazy and like energetic, and then like Trinity is doing her thing, but also in front of the judge, in front of Paula. I was really thinking about putting Vibology on there, but also I mean What a Man is iconic, legendary. I already mentioned it. Naomi's Adrenaline, Jasmine Kennedy's Sugar Mama.
Oh yeah,
but also her and Bosco, Swept Away by Diana Ross. I love that lip sync. Sorry, I have so many from that same episode. Georgia's doing Radio.
Oh yeah,
with Camden and Angeria. And then my last one, I feel like this is a really slept on one, And also, this goes back to what I was saying about story lip syncs. Raja and Silky, Canada versus the World finale, top 2 lip sync, River Deep, Mountain High.
That one's good.
Seeing like 2 queens who probably went through some of the most like online vitriol.
Yeah.
Other than like Jasmine and Kennedy from Seven.
Not to be confused with Jasmine Kennedy.
Not Jasmine Kennedy.
Jasmine and Kennedy.
I was gonna cancel Great Lip Sync.
Shout out to I was gonna cancel.
Anyways, oh yeah, shout out to Kenny Downpour as well. Sorry I didn't mention you, Kennedy. Yeah. But love you, girl.
I think my very last one is Yara and Carmen doing Mickey.
In Spanish.
Because that episode they were really getting on Carmen for not being Puerto Rican enough.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't act it. She acts Jersey.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't understand what the big deal is. Like, why can't I still be Puerto Rican and do what I do?
Yeah.
And then to her to go out and do Hey Mickey in Spanish. Like, fuck both of you. I can do this.
First double save ever.
Yeah. I don't know if it was necessarily the song for the double save.
Yeah.
But it was still really good.
It was still really fun.
Yeah.
This is lip sync for your life, not kiss for your life.
Not kiss Johnny for your life. All right, are we ready for number 1? Or did you have anybody else?
No, I'm ready, girl.
Oh, wait. One last one.
Oh,
Vanda Miss Joachim. During that food one.
Oh my god, yeah.
And then Pangina being like,
Oh, okay, wait, that reminds me. Thailand won. There's a 3-way lip sync to Toxic by Britney Spears.
Oh no.
And it's really crazy and all over the place, but I also just love it because Pangina is standing, screaming, "Fight for your life!"
I love her.
Like they are about to die. Like they're literally
God.
suspended over lava. She's like, "Fight!"
I love Pangina as a judge.
It is so good. I love it so much.
Okay. Really good honorable mentions.
Yes.
All right,
yes.
my number 1. Season 7.
Oh.
Mrs. Kasha Davis versus Candy Ho. You mentioned it earlier.
I
Love her
invoked
girl.
the name of it. It is
you
that
invoked
girl.
it. She's that girl. When Kasha hikes up her skirt.
Yes.
And then does that like little boot scoot boogie across the stage.
Yes. Coffee, tea, or me, baby.
A little birdie told me the same, and she flicks her hand out.
Oh, yeah.
And just like wiggles her fingers. C-U-N-T. Oh, it was so good. And like Candy Ho starts low and slow.
Yeah.
Every lip sync. I mean, it. By the time that it got to Break Free, I think it was like, okay, well, she's going to be slow at the beginning, and then she's going to rear into it. But in that lip sync, where she's just like vibing, having a good time, and then like gets on her knees in that blue gown, and she's doing that belt.
Yeah.
Oh, I think about it all the time. But I mean, it could have gone to either one of them.
Yeah.
I really wanted Mrs. Kasha Davis to last longer.
Me too as
Rue
well.
hated her. But like,
fuck that bitch Kasha. Wait, why does it say fuck this shady bitch Kasha and it has my name crossed out?
I knew you were referencing Dorothy and Shangela.
But you hung it up on the wall.
Get the fuck out of my station. Get out. Rue put a big penis on there and said, Kasha, suck it. God. But yeah, that moment where she hikes that skirt up, it was over.
And and like again, like she didn't win, but it's like an unsuspecting slay.
Yeah,
because I mean, you've already seen Candy demolish another older queen,
right?
Tempest.
Poor tampon du jour.
At least she still got that follow from you on Twitter. Isn't that the one you still follow?
That's the one I still
Tampon
follow.
du jour. How many weeks can we go without Tampon du jour getting mentioned?
Oh my god, it's been 0 weeks since Tampon du jour has been mentioned.
It's like the Laugh Factory reset.
Yes. I just loved you on Rapple Dark Reds.
But yeah, like I don't think like you would think that. Well, it's funny because like at first you think like, oh, like Candy's gonna kill her. But But then you get the song gets going, you're like, oh, like this is like Kasha can do this.
Yeah.
So it's actually really impressive to see how Candy like kind of stepped back and like assessed. Because I feel like nowadays, like I don't know, I feel like Candy. I feel like I'm calling her the wrong name.
Candy Ho.
Candy Ho, like she, in my perception, is like an early archetype of like the young, maybe not fully. Well, I won't say fully experienced because she is. She just didn't do her own makeup.
Yeah, she didn't do things on her own.
But like she has this like young energy. Well, obviously because her thing with Tempest. So I think they're portraying her as the young queen, whatever. Right. But what you don't really know is that she's a very seasoned, like very like well like understands,
respected too.
Yeah, like she really gets like the art of it. So she really, for like a younger queen, really interprets the song well as well.
Right.
But yeah,
and she does every time.
Every time.
Every time.
I'm really glad that they reused the song because it's a great song, but nothing will ever be as good as this first time.
No.
I'm glad they used the song because it made me think of this lip sync.
Yes.
Like I honestly, who was it? Angeria and.
I could not tell you who it was.
It was so forgettable.
It was really forgettable. But I mean,
I saw no glamour at this year's DragCon. Say what you will. But yeah, like this lip sync is so good, and it's incredible. It's kind of like a cult classic, I would say, because I feel like it's not like a huge talked about one. Yeah, I feel like this is a cult classic lip sync.
It's incredible.
A deep cut.
Super deep cut. But season 7's that bitch.
Season 7 is that bitch, and also Mrs. Kasha Davis is that bitch.
I almost put a Jaden lip sync on here. I was this close.
Jaden
Dior Fierce.
Also incredible.
I really love her Break Free.
Yeah,
I think that one's great. And then the one where she was against Max.
Oh yeah,
where it like starts at hello. Love that one.
You say you love me.
And she's just like doing that weird breakdancing in that ugly nude illusion.
Oh my god!
4 pieces of lace on it.
But she moves.
I've seen Jaden perform as well, and she eats.
That bitch can dance.
Oh yeah,
she's dances. Talk about a girl who needs to come back for All Stars.
Jaden Dior Fierce, 100%. Jaden and Dita. Let's get them on a season.
Oh my god, on the same season, I would die.
In a non-elim multiple lip sync format, and if we did a lip sync Lollapalooza and the two of them ended up together,
I would die.
I would die. All right, Jess, number 1. I'm ready.
Okay, so it's funny that I named your number 1 because you also mentioned mine.
Did I?
Trinity and April. Oh. I'm Every Woman from season 6. I was so close to putting all 3 of Trinity K. Bonet's lip syncs on here. I already mentioned What a Man in Vibology, but I almost did like 3, 2, 1. Like all 3 of them were my top 3, but
she's a great lip syncer.
I really wanted to try and keep it balanced and name as many different seasons and queens as possible. And I feel like we named a really good variety, which was so fun. But all 3 of Trinity's lip syncs I think about constantly, but this one, I feel like What a Man is probably the most talked about one, but the way she does this lip sync, and okay, talk about like a high energy performance, but it's so controlled because she's like running around the stage. There's a part where she like runs up and then she spins her way down.
And she like sits for a minute.
Yes, she's also doing all this in front of Shirley Raff, which is incredible. But God, and also like shout out to April. Obviously, she's not going to be Trinity, but she does a really like good, serviceable, like passionate performance as well. She
holds her own.
But Trinity's is the most incredible, like all of the different things she fits into this lip sync, and it's just like in a gown,
in that beautiful aubergine gown,
floor length, and she's just like running around in it like she's in sportswear.
Yes,
like. She moves around in that gown like, and
she has a breastplate too, right?
Breastplate, gown, yeah. The part where she like does she like gets down on her knees, and like
Starts
goes
moving her
across the
shoulders.
stage. Yeah, and she like kind of like do.
I think of when
Yeah.
she cracks that fan.
Yeah, the fan on the beat, and then like she goes down and she fans herself to that one line while she's like tilting down.
Yes.
Like there's just so many like fierce parts, and then she like closes it again and she like beckons or like is pointing with it.
Yeah.
It's so, and then she's like on the roll of the vocal, she's like rolling the like with the fan. She's so fierce. I
She's
love her so
so
much.
good.
This lip sync is absolutely crazy, and like, I mean, this is a really iconic song.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever I hear it, because like it's a staple in like disco and soul, and like I hear it everywhere. It's also like you'll just hear it in like a store and stuff randomly.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those songs that's like really injected in culture and like straight culture as well. I mean, it's also like a gay classic, which is so funny.
It's a
Like,
really broad
no one
song.
loves "I'm Every Woman" more than a gay man, which is so like ridiculous to me. But like, this is one of the songs that it's kind of like everyone loves this song, so
Right.
you hear it in a lot of places. Like This Will Be actually, similar in that way. But whenever I hear the song, I just think of Trinity, and like it is just such an exemplary performance, and
Right.
like. Again, we've talked about this already, but like when a queen is not hitting, and then they like finally get a moment to do a thing, and like Trinity kind of has that all season where like
Right.
she's kind of struggling and then she lip syncs, she's kind of struggling and then she lip syncs,
Yeah.
and like God, she's just so like ridiculously fierce, and like another one who I think like set a standard, because I think 6 is still like they're still getting their footing in terms of like what are the lip syncs like.
Right.
We're transitioning from the early season lip syncs where it's like pretty low energy,
Kind of campy.
more
Right.
like where you're talking about the tip spot thing,
Right.
where now like we're kind of transitioning into a lot of them are performing for TV more as
Right.
well. But Trinity, she performs like the superstar she is. Like it's just such an incredible performance, and like the mix of like soul and like choreography and like fierceness and womana and fanography and body and all of it is just like incredible.
Can I say something controversial?
Say it.
Since we're talking about Trinity, I think that she could have been top 3 had RuPaul been judging this season the way that she judges it now. I think she could have been top 3 with at least 3 wins. And I think that bottom placement was incorrect. I don't think she should have been there during the Rusical. I think that Trinity should have won the Glamazon Color Revolution thing with Bianca.
With Bianca.
I think she should have won the Roast Challenge, the comedy one.
Oh.
And if she had stuck around, she would have absolutely won the ball
Oh, yeah.
over Adore.
Well, she could have won the makeover, too.
She could have won the makeover as well. Easily. I still think it may have gone to Bianca just because it was a story thing that they were trying to do for her. But yeah, she could have easily gotten 3 and been top 3 with Bianca and potentially with Bendela if the season had gone a different way.
I just had the most okay, because you know, most people say the alternate reality is that Jocelyn goes home instead of her in the talk show challenge.
Oh, right,
Because
right.
I feel like the most clear time where she could have things could have gone differently is I think Jocelyn and Adore should have been the bottom 2 for the talk, and I think that Trinity's look saved her.
Right.
That amazing Phoenix look. Of course, we got the amazing Vibology lip sync, so everything happens for a reason. But in that alternate universe, Trinity gets Jocelyn's makeover partner. And imagine Jocelyn's makeover partner's attitude with Trinity. Like, it's not like Trinity's going to do anything to make that better. Like, imagine that combination.
I don't think he would have looked as much like a gremlin, but
He would have looked better, but him being like, I don't
He
really
still would have
want to
been
do this. And
horrible.
Trinity being like, well, you're gonna.
Right. You're going to do it anyway. I don't care.
Like, I am dying thinking of him, like, with his attitude, and then he gets Trinity, and, like, Trinity's
Would not
like,
have given a fuck about his
yeah,
bad
well, you're going to look
attitude.
like Beyonce.
Right. And you're going to go out there and do it anyway.
Yeah.
And you're going to deal with it. I feel like that should have been Darian and Adore that week,
Oh.
in my opinion.
Spicy.
There's a lot of spicy opinions I have about 6, but, you know, that ship sailed a long time ago.
Arrivederci.
Yeah. Anyway, so sorry. Yes, Trinity delivers on the lip
Yes.
syncs. That's a great one for number 1.
I love yours still. MKD.
It was almost physical. Physical, I swapped out because physical was my number one originally.
Oh,
So we would
that's
have both had
fierce.
Trinity as our number
that's
one.
funny.
But then I swapped it because I was like, oh, but I love Come Through so much. So I had to push Come Through up. But
Oh, yeah.
that pushed up Lover Girl because I mean, I think about that skirt. About that skirt all the time.
That's the power of Kasha Davis, baby.
Yes. I just wish that Rue didn't hate her. She might do well on like a Versus the World, like a Brooke season.
Yeah, I could see that.
I could see her going pretty far because Kasha can do pretty much everything except sew.
She's America's Rita. Oh, wait, no, she can't sew. I was going to say she get the Rita treatment. She's like
America's
Rita, but she
Rita.
can't sew.
She's like Rita Baggett, but she can't sew. Any other honorable mentions that you're thinking about before we wrap?
I feel like I had more, but so many of them escape me. I mean, like, there's so many, like, iconic ones that we didn't mention, like...
New Attitude, specifically only in Cameron's part.
Oh, period. Manila MacArthur Park.
Oh, yeah. I feel like the Alexis and Yara one is pretty iconic.
I Think About You.
I Think
the
About
one where
You.
Yara starts crying.
Where Yara cries. Yeah, it's iconic because of the breakdown that happens. Yeah. And you see them both just like losing it. That crack in both of them because they were so poised and professional all season.
Yeah.
And then they're just at their end of their ropes and they can't do it anymore. And Yara just breaking down, crying, and Alexis trying to keep lip syncing while like, please get up, Yara. Please get up. I think about you, Rue. Get up.
Literally, yeah. Yeah, that is a major lip sync.
Yeah. Because you don't see that. I can't think of that happening ever again. Where one queen is just like sobbing, breaking down, and the other person has to
like
get them
up, right?
While still lip syncing. Like they don't even stop the song. It's still going. I think about you. Yeah. You get up. You get up, Yara. Oh, I think about Yara. Get the fuck up.
Literally.
I don't think that's ever happened.
What a time.
I know, right?
I had one at the tip of my brain that I don't really like her. So do I want to talk about her?
Do you like the other person in the lip sync?
Well, they don't do drag anymore.
Oh, we talking about...
I was going to say Sharon and Jeremy.
Oh, it's Raining Men.
It's Raining Men. That's another good one.
That's a really good lip sync. I mean, granted, one is a mess and the other one doesn't do drag anymore. But, I mean, that was still a great lip sync.
And another great story one.
Villains fighting against each other. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, one more. Raja and Carmen Straight Up. I love that one.
That should have been the double save. Is that a spicy take?
Oh, that is spicy.
If Carmen had gone home during Mickey and then returned and gotten double saved during that one.
That would have been so messy. I love it.
That is what I think the double save should have been that season.
I love it.
Because, I mean, her getting naked and then them both just like basically fucking on stage.
Yeah. And then the lipstick on the shoulder.
Oh, so good. Really incredible.
Mega fierce.
Season 3 and 7. They are that girl, in my opinion.
They are that girl. And they always will be that girl. Oh, and do you know who's actually a recent shout out? Like super recent? Nymphia Wynn's Padam Padam lip sync.
That was pretty good too.
I love just like how hard she went in on it. Like one of those things where it's like you're not expecting a queen to be so like bombastic and so like into it, but she was like literally running around to like I'm going to perform to every section of the audience and like I'm like I'm doing a handstand, I'm flipping, I'm cartwheeling, like, and then I mean also I love Saphira. So yeah, I love that. And then also like Morphine's lip syncs, all of them. Yeah. Any of them, all of them.
Can I ask a devilish question as my last thing?
Do a little devil.
What do you think is the season that has the most busts of lip syncs? If we're going kind of mainline. Because I don't know if it's necessarily fair to call out any of the international seasons.
Yeah, the international seasons also have hard because half the time they're getting RuPaul songs and like songs that are not in their native language.
And a lot of times they're not even lip sync artists.
Yeah.
They do it because it's the format.
True. I'm also going to exclude All Stars. I'm really just trying to think of like 1 through 16.
Yeah.
All right, let me think about this.
Mm-hmm.
And I also feel like it's unfair to say like 1. You
Yeah,
know, like I'm trying to
one's
think
the
of like,
blueprint.
I feel like if you can clock a newer season, even better.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eliminate 11 right away because I know 11 had great ones.
There's
Like
some great
11
lip
and
syncs.
12 are great. Oh, well, actually 13.
I feel like 13 has a lot of busts. Like a lot of them are, and I know we're about to shit talk the hell out of it next week, but 13 doesn't have a lot. But okay, wait, 15. Honestly, I feel like a lot of 15s really suck.
Wow.
But I don't think it's because of the performers. I think it's because of the songs they picked. In my opinion. Like, hold on, I'm pulling it up right now. I'm trying to type as quickly as I can.
I'm also thinking a little bit of 10.
10,
TBQH.
I mean,
because like
they were messy.
There's the new Attitude lip sync,
and Pound the Alarm.
and
is
there's
pretty
Pound the
good.
Alarm. But I'm also thinking of like, Man, I Feel Like a Woman.
That was
Thinking
so
of like
bad.
the weird Celebrity Skin lip sync with the feathers. With the feathers.
Okay, T talks with the feathers. Okay, so we had Don't Go Yet, which was
oh my god,
not very good. Single Ladies was fine. I felt like Selena was cute, but like it was still not very good. Do You Want to Touch Me? I feel like was horrible. Ain't No Mountain High Enough was a pretty good song. I loved watching Amethyst perform. That's What I Want wasn't really a good song either, for at least for lip syncing. Running Up That Hill should have been a double limb. You Better Run by Pat Benatar was also quite bad. The Right Stuff, doing that again was really weird. I thought Lux was fine, but I didn't really think that Jax or Anitra really ate. When Love Takes Over was also...
Oh, that one was pretty boring.
That was really bad.
For sure.
I don't think Seven Rings was very interesting. Amethyst versus Irene. In Your Room was not a good song either. And I mean, Robin already really wasn't giving a lot. And then that lip sync wasn't good. It's All Coming Back to Me Now was great.
Yeah.
That was good.
Well, what's hard too is like these longer seasons are a risk of having more dead lip syncs.
Yeah.
Because also the girls are tired.
Mm-hmm.
The girls are exhausted. They're not going to give 110 to that lip sync.
Yeah. Anyway, there's a lot of bust songs.
And if we're going to say an All-Star season, All-Stars 5, hands down.
All Stars 5, hands down, has horrid lip syncs.
I feel like that's like the easiest of all of them, All-Stars 5.
Because Cracker's doing break dancing, like
Yeah,
bad break
you have the
dancing.
Cracker and Morgan lip sync. You have the Cracker and Kennedy lip sync, which is so tragic. You have her, yeah.
And then Juju is like, she lip syncs twice, and she's lip syncing to someone off stage.
Yeah, girl, it's rough.
Oh, but Shay killed it in her lip sync.
I love her Neutron dance lip sync with Alyssa.
That one's good.
That one's really, really good.
And that's kind of it.
love that lip sync. Yeah, but everything else kind of sucks.
Yeah. The Assassins were great.
Yeah, good assassins.
Yeah. Speaking of, Coco Montrese as a lip sync assassin in All Star 6 was really good too. When she had those little fingers, the glitter fingers.
Yeah, and she is Uptown Funk.
Uptown Funk. Yeah,
She
killed
did kill
that.
it. She ate that.
She ate that. Anyway, so that's the end of our lip sync ranking. This has been really fun.
It was.
I
It was a
liked
real
this.
hoot. And we're going to talk about more lip syncs next week.
Yes.
Because next season starts with a bunch of them.
A whole bunch of lip syncs. That is actually a really good segue into what's going to happen next week.
Uh-huh.
So we're talking about 13 next week, and I'm going to try and rush through the rest of the season.
Just like we're going to rush through talking about it. No. I mean, who knows? Maybe we'll... I mean, I love several of the women from that season.
The cast is great. It's the challenges that are not good. I feel like it's like a season 10 where the cast is good, but everything they put them through is not.
I saw a post about how Simone won and then continued to just like stay in her lane, unbothered, thriving. Like,
Yeah.
she really is just doing her own thing with that money. It's just like, I'm over here.
And
Like,
I love that.
Yeah.
because she knows she was on a horrible season, and like, you know,
and she's one of those girlies where like she doesn't seem like she's interested in being the center of attention, and like she doesn't seem like even some other like big name like girlies, like she doesn't seem like she has much of a like, oh, I need to like stay relevant,
right?
Or, like she's really just like doing her career, but she's like, she's not worried about like her social media presence, in the sense of like, oh, am I making YouTube content, or like am I like being interviewed by these people, or like am I on these podcasts, like stuff like that. She's really just doing her own thing,
and I love that.
Yeah,
she used the show for what she needed it to do, and she's just allowing her work to speak for itself.
Yeah, maybe we'll spend all of 13 talking about the girls off the show. We'll talk about how much we love Denali off the show.
Right. I'll just talk about Denali and Simone the whole time.
Yeah.
And Utica.
Denali Simonier.
Denali Simonier. And Utica and...
Lalaurie.
Lalaurie.
The Lalaurie experience.
The Lalaurie experience. Ugh. I'm going to mostly talk about her run in All-Stars 8, I think.
Oh my God, yeah. I love her.
Anyway, thanks for doing this. Thank you all for listening. Take care of yourselves. Remember, you're doing a fantastic job. You're doing the best you can. And that is all you can do. We will talk to you next week with 13. Goodbye.
Bye.